"You're not on the guest list." The event planner's tone was clipped, her eyes flicking up and down the man in military dress as if his presence was a mistake. He stood tall, calm, holding a slightly crumpled invitation in one hand. "I was invited," he said quietly. "My son's performing. Choir solo." The woman's eyes softened for a brief second, then steeled again. "Then please stay to the side. We'd like to maintain the event's aesthetic." And just like that, Chief Petty Officer Jack Reeves, decorated Navy SEAL, war veteran, and single father, was pushed to the edge of the ballroom, behind the columns, away from the crystal chandeliers and champagne glasses, like a shadow in someone else's celebration. He didn't mind, not really. He wasn't there to impress anyone. He was there for his son, Leo, 10 years old, standing proudly on stage in a white shirt and black tie, eyes scanning the crowd until they landed on his father. Jack gave a small nod. That was all the boy needed. The music started, and the room filled with melody, but Jack wasn't listening to the song. His ears were trained for different rhythms, footsteps, hesitation, breath, habits from war he couldn't shake. And then the music stopped. The strings faltered, heads turned, and a hush swept across the room as she entered. Cassandra Wells, CEO of Wells Tech, billionaire heiress, and the woman the press called the Queen of the City, walked through the ballroom like a secret everyone suddenly remembered. Her deep red dress caught the light like fire, her heels clicking softly against marble as the crowd parted without question. But she wasn't looking at the guests or the cameras. She was walking straight toward the back toward him. Jack stiffened. He didn't understand what was happening. She stopped right in front of him, inches away, and extended her hand. "I hoped you'd show," she said. He blinked. "You remember me?" Her voice didn't tremble. "You carried my father out of Kabul. You stayed behind so we could escape. I never forgot your face." A murmur rippled through the crowd. Jack said nothing. He hadn't come here for recognition. He hadn't even told anyone who he was. Just another dad, trying not to be late for his son's big night. But Cassandra wasn't letting him fade into the background. She turned, still holding his hand, and raised her voice without raising the volume. "Everyone," she said, "this man saved my family. Tonight, we don't just honor the performers, we honor the quiet heroes among us." The entire ballroom stood frozen for a breath, then applause. Thunderous, rising, echoing off the chandeliered ceilings. People clapped for him. For the man no one wanted to let through the door, Jack looked down to see Leo racing through the crowd, beaming. "They're clapping for you, Dad," he said, wrapping his arms around his leg. Jack looked up. Cassandra was still watching him. Not with pity, not with awe. With something real: recognition. Respect. Maybe even something more. He leaned in slightly. "You didn't have to do this." She smiled softly. "But you did. All those years ago. And no one thanked you. I'm just setting the record straight." Jack's eyes softened. He hadn't thought anyone remembered. He'd done his duty, then gone home, buried his medals, raised his son, never once tried to step into the spotlight. But tonight, for the first time, the world turned to face him. Later, as the music resumed and the ballroom came alive again, Jack stood quietly at the edge of the balcony beside Cassandra, the city lights glittering below them like stars caught in glass. For a long moment, neither said a word. Then she reached for his hand again, not for show, just to hold it. And for the first time in a long time, Jack let someone hold it. True strength doesn't always stand in the center of the room. Sometimes it waits in silence, unnoticed, until the world is finally ready to see it. And when that moment comes, when someone reaches out, not to save you, but to stand beside you, it changes everything. Because sometimes the most heroic act isn't surviving the battle. It's showing up for the ones you love, even when the world forgets your name. Before we end this story, let us know in the comment, where are you watching from? If this story moved you, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe for more powerful stories like this one. You never know, the next one might just change your life.